All right, hello and welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us today at Howard County Arts Council's virtual reception for our newest exhibits, Reimagining Boundaries, Persevering in the Time of COVID, and No Boundaries, Through My Eyes. I'm Ellie Hernandez, the Gallery and Programs Coordinator, and I'll be managing the reception and monitoring the chat while Colleen West, the Executive Director, introduces our speakers. So Colleen, whenever you're ready, take it away.
Okay, great. Thank you, Ellie, and welcome everyone. Children in the arts are an important focus for the Arts Council. Over the years, we've established a wide variety of programs that engage children and provide them with a strong foundation in the creative arts, including our Artist in Education program that provides grants to place visiting artists in K-12 classrooms, year-round classes and summer camps, scholarships for college-bound seniors, Head Start in Art, and our Youth Art Month exhibit, which is a partnership with the Howard County Public School System's Fine Arts Department. This partnership is one of our oldest. It began way back in 1986 as part of the National Youth Art Month celebration. This annual show is one of my favorites. It celebrates student artists, our future, and fills the gallery with joy. As soon as I enter the exhibit, the bright colors and optimistic expressions lift my spirits. And this year's exhibit, which features artwork created through digital media by students in grades 6 through 12, is no exception. I'd like to take this opportunity to give a shout out to Delegate Jessica Feldmark and former Delegate Liz Bobo, who I believe have joined us this evening, as well as Arts Council Board member Ellen Flynn Giles. We rely on their leadership and support to fulfill our mission and present programs such as the two exhibits on view tonight. Join me in thanking them for all that they do to support the arts in Howard County. So, moving on, here to tell us more about the exhibit, Reimagining Boundaries, Persevering in the Time of COVID, are Gino Malfino and Jay Ayers from the Howard County Public School System's Fine Arts Department. Gino and Jay.
Hi, welcome. Thanks and good evening, everyone. Thanks, Colleen. As Colleen mentioned, my name is Gino Malfino and I'm the Coordinator of Fine Arts for the Howard County Public School System.
And hello, my name is Jay Ayers. I'm the Visual Arts Resource Teacher. Mr. Malfino and I would like to welcome you to this evening's virtual reception, Reimagining Boundaries, Persevering in the Time of COVID, presented, as Colleen said, with our longtime partners, the Howard County Arts Council.
We'd also like to recognize and thank Colleen, the Executive Director for the Howard County Arts Council, for her ongoing support and commitment to the arts. As she was mentioning, the longstanding partnership, which I did not know dated back to 1986, but is really a wonderful longstanding partnership and collaboration that has enabled us to support and honor and celebrate all the wonderful and meaningful work by our Howard County Public School students. We also want to send a special shout out to Ellie Hernandez. She introduced herself earlier. She's the Gallery and Program Coordinator, and her intern, Elise Nutter, for organizing tonight's virtual reception, gallery, and catalog.
And naturally, we like to extend our special thanks to the teachers and students without whom this exhibition would not be possible. We want to thank you especially for your dedication and perseverance in face of obstacles presented by the onset of COVID and the switch to virtual teaching.
Yeah, the sudden switch to virtual education presented really an unprecedented challenge for teachers, students, and families this year. Unexpectedly, it also provided a unique opportunity for students and teachers to consider places other than the art classroom as spaces where imagination, creativity, and art making can thrive.
And this past year has highlighted the many challenges and inequities affecting our students and our schools. Our collective experiences have included both highs and lows for teaching and learning, as I'm sure you've all experienced. But when we stop and reflect on those experiences, one that I think we can all agree on, we're outside our normal routines, our settings and circumstances, we are left with newfound insights. One insight that Mr. Malfino and I have is the role that art can have in the lives and well-being of our students and our community.
Yeah, for us, the pandemic really generated important questions and necessary conversations around the core values and practices of education and art education in particular. We see these conversations and realities as opportunities to reimagine our work as artists and educators and in our role as curriculum specialists. How might the extreme circumstances of the past year help us to recommit to a more human and humanizing art education practice that is rooted in the fast changing realities of students' lives and the world around us?
As the HCPSS Fine Arts Office, we are committed to our vision, expectations for art education around the core values of student wellness and equity, balanced by skills and understandings that facilitate and strengthen students' visual communication skills, personal voice, and expression.
The work that Ellie's kind of walking us through a little bit that you'll see today reflects two questions out of many that we've considered during virtual teaching and learning. The first is really, how can we play, experiment, and how can our choices inform the process? Second is, how can we expand our traditional approaches to personal expression that include digital media as an additional process in the quote unquote traditional toolkits that students typically have? The work exhibited honors and represents student behaviors and capacity for exploring and developing creative ideas and multiple solutions, organizing their personal ideas through the use of materials and compositional and formal strategies. It really helps to also open up the capacity for using their experiences to inform and develop an authentic and personal and artful response to a challenge presented by teachers. And it gets them to take risks, redefining and persevering and to ensure the quality and presentation of completed works while experimenting with a new media such as digital, as well as the ability to reflect on their work through the artist statements that are presented throughout the gallery.
Today's show, I think, represents the best that Howard County Public Schools System Fine Arts Office has to offer. And we're very proud to be a part of this program. And before we turn tonight's festivities back over, we also want to take an opportunity to thank the parents, guardians, and families who have been supporting and guiding their children through these difficult times. We know it hasn't been easy, and it has been at times, sometimes even very, very frustrating. But I think that you, as we walk through the gallery, can really appreciate the strength and fortitude and perseverance that your students have demonstrated through the work that they have exhibited today in today's shows. Thank you so much for all of your support.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gino and Jay, for putting this exhibit together. Under the current circumstances, it is just stunning. Kudos to all the students and teachers for all of their hard work. And congratulations to Gino for receiving the 2021 National Supervision Administration Arts Educator Award. So let's give him a big round of applause. As we continue to have a virtual walkthrough of the artworks, we want to be able to appreciate each student's piece. And I think, Ellie, do you have music to go with this, or are we going to skip that tonight?
I do have music. Please let me know if this works. Can you hear that? Volume okay? All right, I think we're back at the beginning here.
Well, thank you, Ellie, and what an awesome show! And hey, I loved the music or the music that we were listening to throughout. Just incredible work. I do hope you will visit the center and see the exhibit in person. The gallery is open for limited hours, and Ellie will put them in the chat, or you can go to our website, hocoarts.org, to plan your visit. Now, we are delighted to introduce the exhibit No Boundaries Through My Eyes, a partnership with the Howard County Recreation and Parks, which we started in 1991. This partnership was established with the belief that exposure to and engagement in the arts celebrates possibilities and encourages growth and awareness in all people, regardless of their ability or disability. This exhibit features photographs taken during life with the pandemic by adults with developmental disabilities. Here to speak with us is Susan Potts, Recreation Manager of Therapeutic Recreation and Accommodation Services at Parks and Rec. Susan?
Thanks, Colleen, and thanks, Ellie, for everything you do for us. It's quite a pleasure to be here tonight, and happy St. Patrick's Day to everyone. Don't know if you're Irish, but wanted to acknowledge that. This exhibit is pretty profound. We're all dealing with the pandemic, and individuals with disabilities are no exception to that. They've been pretty isolated. In general, there's a tendency to be isolated, and the pandemic only enhanced that experience for them. Their day programs may have stopped, school stopped. Many of our participants who had jobs lost those jobs. So it's just very profound impact. And I think as we go through the exhibit, you will see that the isolation was met with challenges, but you'll also kind of get a sense of the isolation that people were feeling. Some folks enjoying the first snow. I think that was a welcome relief for everyone when we actually could get outside. Folks took to our parks like mad across the board. So you'll see a lot of nature photos. Many of the participants are doing virtual type programming now. So anything in person that they can go out and expose themselves into the community has been a welcome relief for them. And I think we actually have some participants with us this evening that might be willing to share. But I think some of the smiles that are captured here and the nature photos and just the experiences tell their story of how they're coping with the pandemic and how they're also looking forward to normalcy. This is probably one of my favorites. And Randy Pennenberg shot this photo out at the park for the airport. And I think she tracks the flights that come across from Southwest Airlines that are wrapped with the states. I had no idea that there were planes wrapped with state flags. So that's kind of an interesting caption. I know that Sean McGing is here with us as well this evening, and he shot my life through my window. And an example of the virtual learning, Daniel Kirkland's photo. And kind of talks about his day, which is totally different from typical learning that folks might be participating in. An example of living in a social program now through a screen, like many of us are doing as we're doing this evening, how we're engaging with peers through a screen of various sizes. This one is pretty touching. He's missing his horse. And again, just the impact of having that connection with that animal on a regular basis. And then all of a sudden you're looking at it through the screen. And that's just really profound. I think you'll also notice as you go through the exhibit, there's a theme of animals, people with their pets, their four-legged pets. Bowling is now virtual. Definitely a different lifestyle than what we've seen before. When we typically do our No Boundaries program, our art program is usually offered every season, and we're doing different mediums of art and meeting in person. And so this year we did photography because we could submit those digitally and be safe. It's the bad hair day. I'm sure we've all experienced those lately, and we just put a hat on for our virtual learning. Karaoke became virtual. Our dances became virtual. The celebrations that we normally, our milestones with large crowds or family gatherings became very limited. I know everybody celebrated a COVID birthday. And that can be very isolating. Usually you're having maybe a party, the holiday was very isolating for many. Get-togethers in the park became outside, all weather, bundle up, and at least you'll be able to talk to somebody. And then waiting for your vaccine. This is the newest, I think, photo we had was they're waiting for their vaccine. Another one of my favorites. And as I said, the furry family members became everyone's, I think a lot of people got pets and they've definitely become a respite. I think our dogs are going to go into shock when we all return back to work and they're home alone. I think that's going to be very challenging. I think we have some examples of folks cooking and that part of life and the creation and the multi-steps that it takes to make a pie. I think the pandemic allowed people to do a lot more now that they don't just have to go to the freezer section. They can make artwork with their food.
I think we went back to the beginning here, but thank you, Susan. Thank you. I just want to say congratulations to all these participants too, because, you know, learning a new medium, doing something different. I just really enjoy these photographs. So thank you.
It's definitely a new addition to our arts programs is photography. We're going to continue to keep that going.
That's great. That's awesome. All right. Well, I think that is it for us tonight. So I'd like to thank everyone again for joining us tonight. We wish we could have hosted this reception in person, but we're glad we were able to connect and view artwork together, even virtually. Before I give some exhibit reminders, I'd like to announce and also share my screen here. The Arts Council has developed a plan that will allow us to safely present our visual and performing arts camp this summer. The camp structure has been adjusted to meet the most up-to-date COVID restrictions and protocols, and available space will be limited. Registration is now live on our website at hocoarts.org/camp for a wide variety of full-day camps. Please visit our website to learn more. Camps are filling up, so don't wait too long to ensure a safe and fun summer camp experience. Now, both exhibits are up now in person and virtually through April 10th. If you would like to see the exhibits in person, please visit us during our open building hours on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 11 to 7 and Saturdays from 10 to 4. The virtual exhibits are available through our website. I'll also post them again in the chat if you're interested, and thank you again. All right, I stopped the recording, but thank you everyone for joining us.
Yes,
you,
thank
Ellie.
you all. What an outstanding couple of shows that we have. And please stop by and see them in the gallery. They are really, really wonderful. We have the photographs working on, running on a loop on a TV in the gallery too. But we do have the artwork from the school system up on the walls. So it's an enjoyable time in the galleries if you can stop by and visit. Thanks for all of you for doing all of this work and participating again this year. And we hope to see you in person at the center very soon.